Jordan and JD jumping up, and it's swapped to the Pelicans. DeJounte Murray off to Saddiq Bey. Spins to the basket, lost the ball on the way. Turnover number 1. There's James Borrego. His first, the next head coach in Charlotte. First in the first chair in New Orleans. And the real first chair in New Orleans, Executive VP of Basketball, Piston Hall of Famer Joe Dumars. Tobias in the corner, fires and fills it up. And that's a triple, and it's 3-zip in favor of the home guys.
We'll watch the Pistons and their stamina level to start this game after last night's long and emotional and physical game against Atlanta. We'll see what they have for the start of this one.
Herter, who's starting for Duncan Robinson. Trying to jam up the middle, but the Pelicans get it deep. And that guy knows what to do with it. 6'11", 265-pound, 18th-year man, DeAndre Jordan.
You know, he's figured out a way, as a non-scorer, really, to be effective in this league for a very long time. Smart player, knows where to be. Very good communicator on defense. You'll see him out there talking a lot tonight.
Saddiq gets it against Tobias. Comes through, misses on a reverse glasser. Scores, locked on scores, and Tobias won that matchup. Danis Jenkins at the foul line. Fires, it won't fall. DeJounte Murray with the rebound. Murray now in his 10th year out of Washington. Will be that long? All right. Keeps that dribble. Finally gives it up to Herbert Jones. Murray gets it back, clock at 5.
Don't have to worry about DeAndre Jordan shooting it.
You do have to worry about Saddiq Bey. Still one of the Pistons' all-time leaders in triples. He just tripled, and now it's 5-3 Pelicans. Danis whirls around. Couldn't finish at the rim. Murray the other way. Pelicans have numbers here. But the Pistons run back. Herter guarding Saddiq Bey, who has to give it up to Jordan. Deep on the wing to Murray. Some good Piston defense during the first few seconds of every shot clock. Murray with a miss, Tobias with a rebound. Tobias fires topside, just a hair short to Jordan. Murray to forecourt. Against Asar. Asar knocked it away and out of bounds with it.
Super big, but you know, team's game plan to try and stop that, but no one can really do it on a consistent basis. These guys get what they want, and here's Williamson now.
Here's Zion, let's see what he does. Gives it up. Jordan blocked by JD and slapped away by Jalen Duren and out of bounds with the clock at 13.
Pistons really thinking about challenging this, but, I mean, really thinking about it. Yeah, they're going to go for it. They are going to go.
Pass to the corners, gives away to Jordan. Here comes Zion Williamson. Puts his head down, got inside and lost the ball. Danis Jenkins the forecourt, whirls. Tobias outside for Herter, and Kevin Herter with a score.
That was good ball movement and people movement. They, on a couple of opportunities there, decided not to challenge DeAndre Jordan at that basket, kept it moving.
To the basket for a miss, Zion. Pistons rush it to the other end, and Ashley Moore-Gleish calls a foul on DeJounte Murray.
Nice little reach in, and it looked like it was Danis Jenkins who dislodged that from Zion Williamson, and it's not easy to get it out of his hands. He's very strong with the basketball. Like that move by Herter there.
Took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, he slowed down, gave himself a chance to get to the opposite side of the rim.
Crafty. JD at the line, celebrate the love of the game. Basketball for all night, presented by Priority Health, returns on Tuesday, the 31st of March at 8. Asar Thompson and the Pistons take on the Toronto Raptors. Expect energy, unity, and a night built for everyone. Secure your seat now by scanning that QR code. We all know that from his days here in the Motor City.
I always thought he was at his best when he was attacking the basket like he just did, and not, being an outside shooter exclusively. That's a good screen right there. Did you see it to help free Danis Jenkins?
Danis is wide open for the gun that he was able to get down. It's 11-9 Pistons. DeJounte Murray, pass outside, gets away. Asar had it, lost it. Herbert Jones picks it up. Inside for the big guy, Zion Williamson with a jam. It's 11-11.
He's quicker at a lighter weight, but at any weight, he's always been a high flyer.
He could hurt you if he runs into you. Kevin Herter to the baseline. Pass across the court. Ends up in the hands of Asar. Batted away. JD has it to Herter. He will fire and fill it up.
A simple shovel pass would have been fine, but JD decided to put a little sauce on that one. Did you see the behind the back pass?
Exactly. 14-11, the Pistons lead by the length of that triple from Herter. From the corner, Jones delivers a long gun. The fifth-year man from Alabama. And the Joey Richardson scorebook with his first. It's 14-14.
I believe the Pistons probably saw enough three-pointers go down from the opponent last night.
For New Orleans, and Marcus Sasser is checked in for the Pistons. Murray to Sadiq in the corner. That's Jones with a long gun. Rebound taken away from Misi by Marcus Sasser, but Zion Williamson's on it. Like white on rice.
Well, you never
got to the ball, took it to the rack for a slam.
Yeah, you never save that ball blindly under the basket you're defending. That was a mistake by Marcus Sasser.
Muscle man Ron Holland gets a dish from Jalen Duren and scores it off the square. It's 19-18. Misi on top. On his back at the foul line is DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, Murray got fouled twice.
Yeah, Ron Holland will be hit with a foul call.
He got fouled 3 times.
Paul Reed on for Jalen Duren. Shot clock's at 4. Does the big man know it? He'll turn, fire, and miss it. And a whistle and a foul called on Paul Reed. That was Derek Queen, high draft pick, who missed the shot. 6'9" and 250. He looks bigger than that. Jeremiah Fears, whose brother Jeremy plays for Michigan State, missed that shot. Ron Holland to the rim. Ball taken away by the Pelicans. Fears on the run. Scores over Javonte Green, who slapped at the ball. It did not get the block. It's 21-18 Pelicans. Paul Reed hands to Sasser and screens inside for Herter. Great cut, nice reverse, and a hoop for Herter.
I continue to be impressed with the way Herter moves without that basketball. You know, he's constant motion, and a couple of times have been paid off as a result.
Under control. It looks like he's running fearlessly to the basket with a scream and score is big Derek Queen. It's 24-20 Pelicans. 2:42 to play in the first. Javonte Green on top to Danis. Into the corner, and knocking it down from his favorite spot is Marcus Sasser. That's a 3, and the Pistons are within 1.
It's good to have him back in his three-point shooting possibilities, especially with Duncan Robinson out of that lineup. Marcus Sasser missing a few games himself because of injury.
Here's his pass in the middle of Macy. He couldn't score it, but ends up in the hands of Jeremiah Fears. Back to Macy, and this time he hooks and hits.
You know, George, I thought the biggest reason the Pistons didn't get the Atlanta Hawks last night is because they couldn't get on the defensive glass. And that is something that's starting to become an issue.
Gotta work on it here.
Everybody's got to go to that glass before you take off running.
Too many extra shots the other night. Here's Marcus Sasser rising and gunning and missing. Queen with a rebound. Queen coast to coast, couldn't finish. Out of bounds. Off the Pistons. Chaz Lanier checks in. Marcus Sasser will get a rest. Chaz inside for Sadiq Bey, and he scores it. Sadiq's had a strong first quarter. 4 for 5, plus 2 for 2 threes for 10. 28-23 Pelicans. Dennis Jenkins with a screen from Paul Reed. Corner feed to Javonte, open for the long run, it won't go. Rebound comes away to Ron Holland. In the corner for Lanier, and he guns it down from downtown.
When you're a shooter, it doesn't matter if you're fresh on the floor. Just got into the game. Had that wide open look, and it was a big one.
Pistons 4 for 6 from distance. And a 3 for the guys from New Orleans. Jordan Hawkins makes them 4 for 6 from distance. Final minute, first quarter in downtown Detroit. 31-26 Pelicans. Danis gets to the foul line. Bumped along the way by Jeremiah Fears. Fears a high draft choice. He was a 7th pick out of Oklahoma in this year's draft. Or should I say last year's draft? We're looking ahead to this year's draft now. Ron Holland gives it up, gets it back, drives, and gets it rejected. Knocked away by Misi. Fears from...
They were down 5. The score's tied, and had a shot at the lead right there.
Well, missed the free throw. Pass forecourt to Fears. Zion. 85-86, bad boys.
Before the casinos.
Those were some bad boys. Zion makes two. Devontae Green on the perimeter, gives to JD.
Against this zone defense right now by New Orleans.
And Williamson on the edge of it. Baseline gun goes, contorted shot. He was able to stick it.
Haven't seen him do that very often.
Sweet touch.
Turnaround out of the post.
Spears backs up to the corner. Misses on the long gun. Rebound Danis Jenkins. Ahead to Javante. Lays it up, lays it in.
There's the first pace basket that the Pistons have had in this game. That was done quickly before New Orleans could set. But George, check this out. Kind of cute here.
Of course, Zion Williamson got one, and they called a foul on Danis Jenkins and put him on the line, but Danis took a pretty good shot to the head. He had to duck in and slow down to get his head back together. Here's Danis, a deep three, and it's through.
Nice.
There's a professional right there. His head had to still be ringing. He has 8.
Is that a big Stu sighting?
Yeah, sure was.
Uh-oh.
This is resting Isaiah Stewart, but hoping he'll be back soon. Just want to make sure he's 100% for the postseason like he wasn't last year. That may have been the reason they lost to the Knicks in round 1. Didn't have their enforcer, defender at the rim. Danis another one. This one's off the rim. No, it isn't. Around and down. That's called touching it up.
All of a sudden, he's the leading scorer in the game.
Spears down the lane, runs up a lefty hook, and he hit it. It's 44-40 Pistons. 9 now and 17 to play in the first half. Danis to the basket. Getting a hand on it is the big man, Karlo Matkovic. But here's what the elbow and the chin from Zion that got Danis.
Well, he forgot about that and responded with this. And then, just to show that it wasn't a fluke, gets another. Young man's playing with so much confidence right now.
He's got toughness too. That proves it right there. Takeaway by Zion. Murray to Matkovic. Threw up a wild shot on the run. And drew a foul. Another opportunity. Zion leans to the rim, scoops, misses. But there's a whistle. And a foul. Here comes Marcus Sasser to forecourt. Pistons by 3. 8:38 to play in the half. Pass inside to JD to the basket for a score. And a whistle. 11 for JD now. Williamson to the basket. 46-44 Pistons. Marcus Sasser gives to JD. Jalen Duren to the basket, off the glass softly for a score. That's high percentage stuff right there. Jeremy Fears to the basket. Blocked by Jalen Duren.
Quick close.
Tobias ahead to Marcus Sasser. This for 3 is short. Long rebound to Jalen Duren. Back to Marcus. Into the corner. Lanier with a miss. Murray to forecourt. We're behind the back. Trying to get away from Assar. JD to Chaz Lanier. Now Tobias with the clock at 3. Fires over Matkovic. It's just short. The big man in his face didn't help. 7 to play in the half. DeJounte Murray way outside for Fears. Missed the 3. Jalen Duren boards it, looking way up for Marcus Sasser. Sadiq Bey against Herter. Cross-court pass. Out of bounds. Turnover. Assar gives to Kevin Herter. They whip it to Tobias in the corner. He'll take it to the paint, take it to the rim. No. Had the rebound in his hands.
He gets almost 1 a game of those. Strips near the half-court line, live turnovers, and he's able to take it the other way.
Stripped DeJounte Murray for a score. Matkovic all air on a long gun. Marcus Sasser to forecourt, fakes the pass, misses the shot. Paul Reed follows it up with another impossible shot.
There you go.
And a score.
That's why you keep hustling. You just never know. Don't take it for granted that the shot's going to be made.
Derek Quinn, it was going to fall, I believe.
Yeah, it had a chance.
But offensive goaltending's called on jumping Jack Asar Thompson. And he was jumping then. 5:17 to play in the half, 52-46. The Pistons with the lead. Matkovic hands to Sadiq Bey and screens. Driving and missing is Herbert Jones. Tobias on the Piston end. Spins inside, fires and fills it up.
Nice one-on-one move. I mean, Tobias very determined on that, and he had a second move. That was the part that was unguardable. The first move was cut off. The second move, he was able to convert.
6 rebounds, 5 points. Thank you.
So, in your governance, if a team challenges twice and they're right both times,
I'd give him
him
another
a third?
one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would give him another one. People don't like to stop because of the action, but it's a little bit dramatic. Most fans get a kick out of it. From the sideline, Kevin Herter buries a deep 3. Pistons with their biggest lead. They're up 11 all of a sudden. To the basket, DeJounte Murray reversed and a score. 57-48 Pistons. 4 minutes to play in the first half.
They're shooting over 50%, the Pistons, inside and outside the arc.
Tobias flips it deep to Asar. Short J, yes. Not much you could do about Asar there.
Nah.
Quick, crafty for a young player. Flips it to Danis. Here's the drive. Hook off the high glass. No. JD follows and he's hammered.
And guess what, Sadiq Bey? As you come out there with the incredible...
Murray to forecourt against Danis. Zion Williamson will drive it right into JD and miss it. Ripping the rebound away was Asar. Asar on the run. To Herter for a long gun. No, but pulled down by JD. Back up, blocked by Misi. Murray down the lane, dishes to Sadiq Bey, who misses. Sadiq's got the rebound. And we got a whistle and a foul. They call it on Danis. Pistons Academy summer camps are back all over Metro Detroit. They're enrolling now with early bird pricing, available to boys and girls K through 9. Camps teach life in basketball from our team of accomplished coaches.